It's June, my little gemstone, so you know what that means. It's Pride Month. Welcome back to Ruby on Nails. I got a new title card because I'm so creative now, and let's jump into the video. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you may have seen my Rainbow Dottacure video that I did in, I think, September. But that video didn't have any audio, and I'm going to go ahead and change up my color scheme a little bit. I'm going to be using Holo Taco's Pastel Rainbow Collection, and I'm also going to be doing it on a white base. I am going to show you what it looks like over black. However, I'm going to use that time to kind of talk about my experience and what Pride means to me. If that's not your jam, you can just end it once the first part of the tutorial is done. But if you want to listen, you're free to do that as well. So let's jump into this tutorial. I'm going to be using Holo Taco's Not Milky White for my base coat, and I'm just going to do 2 coats of this. It's a really nice white polish, however, this could work with any other light base. I just really want to make these pastel colors stand out, and that's a little bit harder with darker colors, as you'll see in the second part of the tutorial if you watch it. And while it was fully opaque in 1 coat, I'm doing 2 coats because I like the thickness of it. It feels good on my nails. You do you. Once my base coat is nice and dry, I'm going to move on to my first color, which is Pink Fizz, also by Holo Taco. And as I mentioned, I'm using the entire Pastel Rainbow Collection, and I'm going to go ahead and place some dots all along the edge of my cuticle in a kind of curve, just following that edge. Moving right along, I am going to put Peach Tea as my orangey color, and I'm just gonna kind of mirror what I did earlier. This is one of the reasons why I did this as one of my earliest tutorials, because it's pretty self-explanatory. You just put dots on your nails in rainbow order. But it's such a fun manicure, and I feel like it's one that's really accessible to any level of nail artist, whether you're just getting into the hobby or if you're a expertly trained nail technician. The other great thing about this manicure, not only being extremely beginner friendly, is that you can use whatever colors you want. So if you wanted to do a different kind of pride flag, you could easily do that. Like, take for example the trans flag. You could do a row of baby blue, baby pink, white, maybe choose a different base color so the white really stands out, another row of baby pink, and then baby blue, and there you go. You have a really easy look that you don't have to pay out the wazoo for at a salon. You could just do this at home. Another idea for this Dottacure is that if you moved your dots a bit closer together, you could easily do the inclusive pride flag by adding in those other colors. And I'm so disappointed in myself that I didn't think of that while I was planning out this video. I have another video planned where I do the inclusive pride flag, but I messed that up in this one. However, the rainbow still looks nice. However, do keep your eye out for that next nail art video where I do the inclusive pride flag. One last thing that I wanted to point out with this manicure is that for some of my nails, I ran out of space by the time that I reached lavender syrup. I did not space out my dots very well, so some of my nails had the purple right on the edge. So just keep in spacing if you're doing this manicure. Then I'm going to go ahead and seal everything in with a nice quick dry top coat. This one is by Fizz, and it's what I'm using right now. It's cheap, it's easily accessible, and I can get it down the street. However, when you can, please do consider supporting an indie brand by buying their top coat or base coat. And that's the end of the tutorial part of this video. If you don't want to know anything about me or my experience, stop here because we're moving on to the personal stuff. So this next part is a little bit hard for me to talk about, so if things don't make sense, whatever, roll with it. It's fine. While I don't think I've ever said this kind of stuff explicitly, I know I've made a few posts here and there, but just to say it to everybody, I am bisexual, and I have always known that. For a long time, it was something that I did not feel safe or comfortable sharing. I had the mindset that it was nobody's business but my own, and it really isn't anybody's business, but it was never something that I could be proud of. Because the unfortunate thing that I heard way too often as a kid and it wasn't even directed at me. It was the straight community and the gay community saying that bisexuals just needed to pick a side, or that bisexuals were spreading harmful diseases like HIV or other horribly mean myths. So I stayed quiet for a really long time, and I just remember one time I was home and a parent had made a really disparaging comment about bisexuals, and I went to my room later that night and I cried for a really long time. So at 19, I got the fuck out of Dodge and I moved to Portland because I thought it was this oasis of gay pride, and while it definitely is, there are some shitheads here. And I met one of those shitheads at one of the first social gatherings I ever went to, and boy did he have a lot to say about bi people in a semi-drunken rant. And that's when I realized that I was never going to truly feel comfortable with how people perceived me. And while a lot of the things that I've shared are very tame in comparison to what other people have experienced, these are just some things that I chose to share because I want to start taking those steps to be proud about my identity, even if it's just a piece of my identity. I am a proud member of the LGBTQ+, and I am bisexual. And I finally feel comfortable enough saying that whenever I want, to whoever I want. And I'm gonna try to stop caring about what other people think about it. So if you went through something similar, or if you're going through something similar now, I know there are a lot of young people in my audience. My DMs are always open for you, and if you need that, I'm here for you. And I'm also going to share some resources down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was a long one, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.